Hello, viewers. Welcome, everyone. This is Aijaz Qureshi, your host from Toronto, Canada. Today, we have a very special friend of ours as a guest on this show today, and she will be talking about You Were Born with a Purpose and Victorious. So that's the topic for today. Her name is Beth Kelly. She is a life coach. She is an international business developer. She is from Portland, Maine, USA, and she has over 40 years of experience helping others overcome their obstacles. And she has been helping them to find their purpose and walk into the victory. That's what she does. She is an expert in business development. She has great negotiation skills. She does collaborations and mergers, and she is a community development project executor, manager, director. She does economic and business development. She is also a spiritual and motivational speaker at different platforms, and she does marketing and branding as well. Let's welcome our esteemed guest today on the show, Beth Kelly. Beth Kelly, welcome to the show.
Hi. Oh, thank you. I just thank you so much for having me here. I appreciate it, and I'm truly humbled and honored. It's all
Thank you.
about serving others and helping them achieve their goals, their purpose, their destiny. In order to
Absolutely.
help others, right? We're all here
Absolutely.
to serve.
Thank you.
Hmm.
Thank you so much. And we are barely just live, and we have started getting comments here. Rashid Mahar is giving thumbs up. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Fahim Arzu is saying very nice. Thank you so much, Fahim. Appreciate it. Really. Thank you so much, guys. Hang in there, and we will start our show. So, Beth, before
Yes.
we head into the discussion about the
Sure.
topic, let me take you back to your childhood. Okay,
Well. Hmm.
4 or 5 years, 6 years. What is the earliest memory that you have that you recall?
Oh, well. The earliest memory that I recall, I was always a very happy child, and everyone always said that I was always happy, like I'm always smiling, always singing,
Yeah.
and I began doing outreach even as a child, helping others. And by the time I was 15 years old, I was raising myself. And so through that, I always knew in my spirit that I was going to make it, but I never knew if the next person was going to make it. And so
Wow.
it behooved me to not help others. And I always, people, my mantra, my motto, mantra, whatever you want to call it,
Hmm.
is that your nothing is something to somebody. And so many times people hear that, well, I don't have any money, I don't have finances, but we have gifts, we have talents. We can give an encouraging word, a hug, whatever it is, maybe pray for somebody, whatever it is. You always have something to give. And so your nothing is something to somebody.
Awesome. Awesome. Great.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful. Viewers, this show is live concurrently on Facebook and as well as on YouTube. And we have some comments coming from YouTube as well. And Kilkari Media is saying outstanding show. Thank you so much. Really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Dhanyavad. Thank
Mhm.
you so much for watching all the way from Facebook and YouTube. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. So, heading back to our topic today, Beth,
Mhm.
which is you were born with a purpose and victorious. Where do we start? Um,
Well,
yeah.
a long time ago, I had this revelation because you're always trying to encourage yourself, and I mean, you're constantly pouring out to help others and encourage others. And this revelation came to me that we were born with a purpose, and so it doesn't matter what faith you have or what you believe in. This is actually, if you think about it in even a scientific way, that how you were born with a purpose. Because
Hmm.
when your parents got together, scientific way, millions and millions of sperm were released, but only one was fertilized, and that's you. So if you think about it, only you were chosen. Only you won the race. You were born a success. You were born a winner. You were born with purpose.
True.
Because so you think about it, that you beat millions and millions of others out to come here. You were created for this purpose, to come here to fulfill your purpose and your destiny.
That's right.
Yes, and then you were born a winner. You won the race. At that point, you won the race. So, and that's how you walk in your victory, to know that you've
So that
already
means that
won.
winning the race is already in our genes.
Yes, that's right. Victory
Okay.
is your DNA. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
always tell people. Victory
Wow.
is your DNA.
Amazing. Wow.
Yeah. So I always believe like that. And, and so that I know that we are made up of spirit, soul, and body. And so, our soul is our emotion, will, and intellect.
Right.
And so these are things that we need to process and kind of keep in check, change our mindset and different things in order to reach those
Mm-hmm.
purpose and our goals. And I just want to include that this is not to draw attention to what I've done, but it's to encourage you and others what they're yet to do.
Yet to
And
do.
so,
Yeah.
yes, yet to do. And we must think of our purpose and the whole thing as like a birthing process. So it's not
Mm.
just happens overnight. It's a
No,
process.
that's right.
And there are pains and ups and downs and things that we
Mm.
go through. And sometimes I give an example of grapes.
Yeah.
Before you can make the juice, the grapes have to be squeezed. Olive oil, the olives have to be squeezed. But there's a
True.
refining and there's a strengthening. There's actually, when people feel like they're weak, they're actually being strengthened for their
Yeah.
purpose and for their destiny. And so I say a life without purpose truly has void in it. So you have to be determined to be discipline yourself, to drown out or reduce the noise in your life so that you can see and hear clearly from your creator. You have to be
Mm-hmm.
prepared with a pen and a paper to write down what is dropped in your spirit and your heart. So purpose takes discipline, takes obedience. Obedience is greater than sacrifice, but the funny thing is when you're being obedient, you're sacrificing some way, right? So
True.
this is yes. And the other part, which is a huge, huge anchor, is hope. And faith is dancing to it today.
Wow.
So, yeah. So, both clarifying your purpose and setting goals involve hearing the music of your future. You have to look beyond where you are and what you're doing to see yourself from your creator's perspective, whatever that may be. And you have to see yourself doing what you were born to do and achieving what you have to achieve, even though you're not at that place yet. And then as you continue on, you have to start questioning yourself. Are you really listening for a certain sound that provides clarity and direction? Because that's very important. When you're hindered by the maybe chaos or things around you, I mean, the world is full of so much stuff today that people get sidetracked. And so you need to listen clearly and start drowning out some of those extra noises or extra things around you that might try to hinder you to go off course to fulfilling your purpose.
Awesome.
And and so when you hear it, when you begin to hear it, you'll begin to tap your foot and you will know it and you will begin dancing to the tune that no one else can hear because it's your purpose. And once you see your purpose or visualize a goal, you need to have faith to be the greatest expression of your purpose that you can be. And
Awesome.
then and you can take intermediate steps today. Those baby steps, those intermediate steps are important.
Small steps. Yeah.
Yeah. And that will help you reach your goal tomorrow.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I ask everybody to please open your ears and your heart to hear the sound of the music, of your life's music. It's very important.
Very important.
And yes, and you have to remember that your purpose, like a plumber, the plumber, that's his purpose, but the wrench is his tool.
That's
So
right.
your gifts and talents are your tools. And sometimes what happens is we're moving in our gifts and talents, and actually that will bring us into our purpose by
That's
walking
right.
in those gifts and the tools that we have to use. And so that I hope that everyone will catch a glimpse of what they can be and not just see what you've already been. And if you've been dancing with your present self, I encourage you to change partners and dance with the you of the future. And you need to get acquainted with this present and future you as a team, and you will both do great things together. So I think these are something that is really attainable for everybody, and to see your obstacles as opportunities. And so that takes a mindset change. You have to change your mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Because, every obstacle, you have to start thinking, when an obstacle comes or something's going on, look for the opportunity in it. Look, how is this going to better me? What am I going to learn? How am I going to grow? This is here to strengthen me. So many times as human beings, we look at it in a negative way instead of a
True.
positive way.
Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
right. Most of the time you do that. Yeah.
Yes. And even sometimes now I work with people with disabilities, and one awesome thing is that you have to see your disability as a way of a greater ability to fill your purpose on a higher level, because they can reach people that maybe you and I can't reach,
No,
you know?
that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Let's take some comments here
Mm-hmm.
from viewers. Sohail Noor is our great artist who has been showcased internationally and is a great friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Saying salams and saying
Salam.
beautiful. Thank you so
Walaikum
much.
salam.
Walaikum
Mm-hmm.
salam. Alima Chaudhary, my friend, all the way from Harunabad, Pakistan. He's saying love from Harunabad. Hello. Thank you so much.
Hello.
Appreciate it. Sayed Shakir Hussain is our friend, will be watching the recording, inshallah. Yes, take your
Inshallah.
time. That's a beauty that these shows are recorded
Mm-hmm.
for you to watch them later. So El Noor is saying, awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And awesome. Wow, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much.
Thank you.
And Ali Ahmed Chaudhary, all the way from Harunabad, Pakistan, is asking any simple formula for self actualization. That's a very good question.
That is a very good question. And salam alaikum and shukriya. I know a little bit of Urdu. I've been practicing some Urdu.
Yes, yeah.
I go on.
We'll,
I've
we'll
been
talk about
practicing.
what you're
Yeah.
doing for Pakistani people in
Oh
Pakistan. So
yes,
we'll
yes. I
definitely
love
talk about that.
Pakistan,
Yeah.
Pakistani people. But every day, I believe that you have to mix things for the self-actualization. And one thing I do every day is my meditation, which is important, whatever one's faith might be. And I think that's very, very important. And one thing is that I always say, let my outward man perish, that my inward man is renewed day by day.
Wow.
Because, yes, because my spirit
Important.
man is that, yes, because like I said, you're made up of spirit, soul, and body. And we have an expression in English, your flesh is a mess, right? That's what
That's right.
it's a funny,
No,
yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, we have that expression in English, your flesh is a mess. And so then you have your soul man, which is your emotion, will, and intellect. And
Hmm.
so when I do my searching, I search on a spiritual level where, because I don't want it to be of myself, right? Because in order for me to tap into the giftings and the purpose that has been placed in my life before, the foundations of the earth, that I need to found that so many people look for success, and I tell them success is not something you achieve. Success is or destination. It's the journey itself. And so that's how I begin to just really look within myself. And I do this thing, there was a song, Man in the Mirror. I look at myself and say, okay, how can I better myself today? Where is it that I need to make the improvements? And so I really do a self examination every single day. Before I even leave my place, I do a self check every day.
Self
And
exam. Yeah.
yes,
That's
and
important.
even during the day too, if something comes up, and I have to you have to train yourself. It's a new mindset,
Hmm.
a new mindset. And especially mindset change. And I used to here in New Jersey, I used to run a transitional house for young girls. They were homeless and everything. Anyways, and they would leave the house, and they'd come back and they'd have problems trying to get into school or get a job and different things. They're very well educated. They just didn't have family. And
Mm.
so I used to tell them, when you leave the house, the sky is blue. When somebody comes and tries to tell you the sky is red, remember the sky is always blue. And
Always
I'm not
blue.
a
That's right.
person to, yeah, and I'm not a
Believe in
person to
yourself.
take
Yeah.
no. Yeah, and I don't really believe in no,
Hmm.
because there's
Right.
always an answer and there's always a way. And we don't know how sometimes, but it always unravels. It's like those stepping stones, and
Right.
it always unravels. And so the
Right.
more of how many times in my life that even when I was in the greatest need, when I thought not of myself, but of somebody else that was in need or whatever needed to get done, that's when the greatest miracles and the greatest things happened in my life, believe it or not.
That's awesome. Awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that detailed answer.
Thank you for that
Rizwan
question.
Ashraf, thank you, Ali. Rizwan Ashraf is our friend saying, Salam, vision or
Assalamu
purpose, is
alaikum.
it the
Walaikum
same
assalam.
thing? That's a very good question. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good question. But no, your vision is what you get from your purpose. So
Hmm.
you
No,
have
okay.
to, that's why I
So I
always
have
say
to
you have
find
to
the
have that.
purpose first and then create a vision around it.
Yes, or even as you're seeking for it, that's why I said earlier, get a pen and paper
Mm,
down and
right,
begin to write it out. Because the vision, the vision has to start. You're walking out in faith. You might not
right,
have the finances, you might not have any of it, but
right.
you're already born with a purpose and you already have the victory. That's already your DNA is victory. So, but
Absolutely.
now as you walk out in faith, you're allowing the doors to be opened. That's where the blessings come. You're blessed because but you're believing in advance
Mm-hmm.
and you're walking out in faith, knowing that it's already done. It's like when you have a movie or video and you put it on, you redo it over again. It's like it's already finished, and then you're just replaying it over again.
Replaying. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, instant replay. That's what I call it.
Right, right. Thank you so much for that answer.
Yes.
Sohail Noor is liking it, saying great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
Shukriya.
Ali Ahmed
Thank
Chaudhary
you.
said, thank you, ma'am. Thank you
Uh,
so much. Appreciate it.
Shukriya. My name is Beth. You can do. Don't need
But
to call me
yes.
ma'am. I'm not. I'm not a very formal person,
But
as you can
that
tell by.
yeah, no, you're right. But it's out of respect, and
I know. I
that's
know
how
it
we are
is.
taught back home. I
Yes,
mean,
I know.
right? Yeah, yeah,
Yes, yes,
exactly.
I know. But
Yeah,
I always let people know they can call me Beth. So.
that's right. Yeah, yeah. We still follow
Oh, I
British
know.
culture, and yeah,
Yes.
we have been colony for long, so that's why.
Yeah. People do it here
Um,
too, but I tell them the same thing. So.
exactly. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Rizwan Ashraf is saying motivation is the temporary emotion while listening, you guys, after sometimes it's not exist. How can we retain it ever to perform the job done? So
That's.
temporarily we listen and we let it go. What is the retention method that we can retain that information and apply it?
Discipline. Discipline, you have to really discipline yourself. Discipline and obedience to yourself and to your purpose. Having a
Hmm.
thirst and hunger for it. I know so many people, even from Pakistan, actually, that have came here, and it doesn't even mean that they have to come here with at the bare minimal, but it was their determination, it was their obedience to their purpose, it was the just all of that. You have to apply the discipline, obedience. There's going to be sacrifice along the way, because obedience is greater than sacrifice. That's what it
Absolutely.
says. And
Absolutely.
so, and I always say that's a funny joke, because you have to be obedient. Obedience is greater than sacrifice, but you're actually sacrificing when you're being obedient, right?
That's right.
So yeah, and you have to have that thirst and hunger, because so many times so many people never reach their purpose, because the and like I said, it has to be a mindset, but there's so much in the world going on that people get so, like I call it sideswiped.
Hmm.
Like a car is parked, right? And so you're on your way, or you might be parked, and all of a sudden another car comes and hits the side mirror of the car. So I call it getting sideswiped. And so you have to really stay focused and be determined, but
Focus.
it is a lot of discipline, and realize when you're getting, we all get sideswiped, but then say, oh, I see that. Nope, nope. I'm
Yeah.
I'm backing off. And another thing to let you know, Rizwan, as well, I always tell people this expression to be like a duck, and everybody doesn't, they just look at me strange. But yeah, but really, and how we are created to be, is if you think of a duck on the water, when it's pouring rain, you never see a duck sink, right?
No,
You
no,
never see a duck sink because it was created with a natural oil.
right.
And so it repels off it. And so we have to have that natural oil. So whatever your faith might be, that becomes your oil.
That's
Yes.
it.
And just let it slide off. Because,
Exactly.
I would say to me, the way I believe, anyways, I always say, well, it's just the enemy. It's just coming as a distraction, because you have to realize every distraction comes because that's how great your purpose is.
True.
If your purpose wasn't so great, and if the world wasn't waiting for you, and the people that are assigned, not attached, and that's the other thing, make sure people are assigned to you and not attached. There is a difference.
Yeah.
But when you do that, then, and you realize and recognize things like that, then you're going to be able to hold on, right? So you're not going to be just existing. You're not going to be functioning, but you're going to begin to live. There's a difference. You're going to come out of functioning into living.
That's right.
There's a difference. And so many times, if you've been oppressed for a while, or maybe you haven't had employment, or maybe
Mm,
you haven't had a chance to finish your education, it,
hmm.
it doesn't mean that you can't come out of it.
That's right.
We all,
That's
but
right.
there has to be that determination, and you
Must
have
be.
to know who you are, recognize who you are. You wouldn't come under such hardship, you wouldn't come under such obstacles if there wasn't something greater for you in your life. That's
Greater
just the
purpose.
truth.
Yes. Look
Yeah.
for, find the greater purpose. Exactly. That's right. That's
Yes.
right.
And
Cool.
remember, when people say no, be like the duck,
Yeah.
and find that door that's open. And I
That's
always
it.
believe for the doors that open, doors that no man could open, and closing doors that no man can close.
True. That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that thought, Beth. Appreciate it. Suel Noor is saying that song is my homemade remedy when negativity comes a lot. I do listen the song "Man in the Mirror."
Oh, do
That's
you?
great.
I've never heard the whole song,
Yeah, yeah, "Man in the
but I
Mirror."
do know. Yeah, but I do know what it is, and it's so important.
Awesome,
And
awesome.
it's true. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
And
Thank you.
Aliyah Chaudhry is saying thank you, ma'am,
Oh,
again, and thank you so much.
oh, you're
Appreciate it.
quite welcome. Hmm.
And Rizwan is saying, how can someone identify their purpose? Any concrete parameters? How to find their
Oh,
purpose in life?
wow. How to find? It's a journey. It's
It's a
a
journey.
journey. Yeah, it really is a journey. And you know what? It could take someone a week, a month. It could take you 20 years, 40 years. And that's not a
And it's
negative
still
thing.
not fine. It's still not
Yeah,
fine. Yeah,
right. Because you know what? I think, and I know we're going to talk about Pakistan in a little while,
we will.
but I've been through, and I'll tell you this, and I want to stay encouraged with on, because I'm going to try not to cry, not because I'm sad, because I'm so humbled. And that's just me. I'm a weeper. When I see people blessed, or I could just feel wonderful things happening, I'm a weeper. I just really am. Anyways, but everything I lived through in my life, and some people say, oh my gosh, you lived without family from 15 years old, and
Mm,
how did you make it? And nothing but faith, and really,
that's
and
it. You
I
have
had
to
a
have a
very
strong
strong
faith.
prayer life. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And I always knew that everything I lived through in my life is not about me. Everything
It's
I've
about
lived
others.
through is about others. So every experience you have, the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent,
Mm,
I always tell people, especially the youth and the young people, it's not about you. You don't have the corner on the market on stress or going through things. You are not the main attraction. So everything we live through in life is actually not for us. It's
you
for
meant to say
somebody
fellow youth,
else.
right, Beth?
Pardon me?
You meant to say fellow youth when you
Yes.
said, I want to tell youth and young people. So,
Yeah. Well, I'm 20. Wait. I'm 20 forever. So I don't know
exactly.
how old you are, but I'm 20 forever. A
Well,
lot of people tell me they want to be 21 so they could be legal,
I'm
but I'm
turning
20
20.
forever.
I'm turning 20 in next 2 years. So
Right. So you're on the same program I'm on. But
exactly, that's
yeah,
it.
but I want to go back to this because if I could, if you ever hear what I've gone through in my life as well, but
Wow.
I feel like everything that I've lived through in my life, believe it or not, at the 20 years old that I am, is for this time and actually for Pakistan, believe it or
Amazing.
not. Yes,
Amazing.
everything
Amazing.
I've lived through in my life, and I've been doing outreach for 40 years in North America, from the streets to the prisons to I started out in the jungles of the Philippines, and then I would been in Africa about 3 years ago. And every time wherever I've gone, I've never known how I'm going to get there. Even now, I'm just like, I don't know even know how I'm going to get to Pakistan, but I'm just walking in faith. And I've been doing stuff, outreach in Pakistan from not even being there. And so, but I believe even after all these years, I'm finally walking into my purpose. So, how do you do that? It's all part of the journey. You just keep seeking, stay disciplined,
That's it.
all these things. Yes,
Awesome.
everything, and learn and get seasoned. It's not easy when you're going through stuff,
No, no, it's not.
but you become and you begin to think, okay, is something wrong with me? Like, why is, did I do something wrong? And that's where you do the self check, because you want creating me a clean heart and renew a right spirit within me, right?
Absolutely.
And yes,
Absolutely.
and so that's it. That's really, it's the journey itself brings you into your purpose when you begin to walk into your gifts and talents, and you're not self-serving. You're It's going to happen, and you're
Right.
going to grow, and you're going to get strong, and you'll be prepared for that day when you begin to walk in your purpose.
Awesome. Friends over YouTube, you can ask questions as well. You can comment, and that will show up here, and we'll try to answer those questions. Thank you so much. And I apologize for a
Thank you.
comment missed. I'll bring it now. Niaz Nazir has written a big comment, and it's coming in front of our faces,
Salam.
but I'll let you read this, Beth.
Okay. My question is, what elements are necessary to launch any business, and what makes people successful, and what aspects need to avoid in developing business? Okay. If you could put the question back up, because it's kind of like a two-part, if you don't
Okay,
mind. Thank you.
sorry. Yeah,
That's okay.
it's
That's
blocking the
my
face.
20 forever, and I've been working actually 7 days a week, and I deal with the disabled right now, so it's a lot. But so okay, to launch a business, again, you want to write the vision out. You want to write your vision, your mission. You
Mm,
want to get your logo together. And for me, personally, I never do anything without a prayer and fasting. And I know you don't get into certain things on this show, but that's just me, and that's just my opinion. That's what I do. For everybody else, it could be whatever they do and whatever they believe. But for me, that's what I do. And because there's like a permissive will and a divine will. So I always like to be able to walk my divine will. So I do that. And to get the logo and to get the name, and research is key. You want to know your audience. And there's nothing wrong if there's other businesses out there, because you'll learn to set yourself apart. Even if there's businesses out there doing the same thing that you want to launch, you can have a niche in the marketplace that
hmm
that nobody else has, and that'll set you
True.
apart. So you want to do that. And then the other thing too, this is really something I've been really studying, the business solution to poverty for the last few years. So I want to remind people, so many people try to look for the high end clients, but I can't tell you how many billions and billions and billions of people there are that actually, people live in poverty. But there's the business solution to poverty. And those are your clients. And your business will prosper when you're helping people come out of poverty through your business by empowering them. So I don't know what type of business it is, but that's something that's key too. And so you have to have the business plan. You don't necessarily need the finances, but they say here, don't leave your day job until, you know, don't leave your day job
Until you start making profits.
until you start
Exactly.
making a profit. So many people
Exactly.
leave their day job, but I know
Oh,
people, including myself, we've worked two jobs,
yeah.
24/7, and still
hmm
working on our other projects.
Remember that. Yeah. He's
Yes.
further adding this point here that how to launch any business. I think the same question
Zero
is
monetary.
related to the
Yes.
previous one. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, what you can do, there's different ways. I mean, there's different kinds of grants, different kinds of funding out there, different ways you can do funding. Look for investors for what your,
Mm,
I don't know what your topic is, but you can definitely reach out and if you want to share your topic with me, I could definitely lend some support to you and help you with some ideas on what you can do. I would be truly humble and honored to help others. This is what I do. This is my purpose and to help others. So, whatever it is, I've done things with zero monetary. And again, it's knocking on doors. It's really clarifying what exactly you want to do, write the vision, write the mission, get your logo, all those basic things first. And then you can get the investors. You just have to, like I said, I can't be specific right now on what type of investors because I don't know what you're doing. But if I knew, then I can, try to guide you in that direction.
awesome. That's great. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Soel Noor is saying, it took me 32 years to know my purpose. It's art and it makes me happy. So,
Oh,
Soel Noor is an artist and he has recently been showcased on international platform, and that's a great thing for him. We
awesome.
really pray for his success and
Congratulations.
everything. Thank you so much, and saying thank you
Yes.
so much. Appreciate it.
Yes.
And Niaz Nazir is further saying, hello, both of you. What's the main reason that people get the purpose of life earlier? Luckily, I mean, who find them sooner than later? And what makes anyone late in understanding the purpose? Why we don't understand our purpose so early so that we can focus on it? That's a very good question.
Yeah, that is a very good question. First, I don't really, I'm not someone who believes in luck. First of all, I know a lot of people
Aha.
do. I don't believe in luck at all.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I don't believe in luck. I believe in blessings, and that's how I believe, anyways. And I believe in things divine. So, for me, I don't think it's luck or anything. And why people achieve it at an earlier age, well, I just think that because I used to think the same thing,
Mm,
did I do something or did I miss the boat somewhere
yeah.
but we don't know when you're on the path of finding your purpose that you don't know necessarily while you're finding it, you don't know everything. And so when you finally reach it, you're going to look back and say, well, this is why I had to wait this many years. I had to go through this. It's like I had to learn these certain things in order to help or reach the area that I'm going into, right? You know what I'm
True.
saying?
True. Yeah.
So, yeah. So I can't just get on the boat and be the captain of the ship if I haven't worked on the ship right away, for example, and I have to learn everything that has to be done on that ship, right?
True.
And
That's right.
how everything functions. It's like I'll give you a good example. I used to say when I was younger, I used to always pray for people with mental health, and I used to send people to help people in psychiatric centers and everything because I'm not equipped for that, and I've done outreach in so many different areas. And then the next thing you know, maybe 10, 12 years ago, I end up actually running 7 companies, but my employer was a consumer of mental health. And even though he owned all these companies and sits on boards and owns a lot of stuff, and then the next thing you know, I'm surrounded by all these people, and all of a sudden, this is another thing I had to learn from my journey to reach my
Mm,
purpose. It's another thing I had to learn. To be able to help others, I had to learn and experience and be around certain things.
great. Awesome.
So
Thank you so
that's
much.
yeah, so that's what it is. And as I just tell you to stay encouraged, because if you haven't reached it yet, that means there's just something greater down the pipe for you.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Right. That's great. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
And Niaz Nazir is saying, excellent. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. You're
And
welcome.
uh, so Elnor is saying, share what should I do to enhance my art career? Hurdle is the same, funding and lack of materials.
Yes.
So,
Well, I think that there's a lot in the art world too that you can do. And there is a lot of funding out there for art. I would, I don't know what circles you're in. I don't know what type of art you have, but all these different things, like also as well as the other person talking about their business, for me personally, I want to be able to see your art. I want to see your vision and your mission. That's where I could tell someone what direction to go in. But it's a lot of it is research. You have to really research out what is your audience? Who are you going to reach out to that would, benefit from what you do? I mean, there's
Hmm.
so many different things that you can do, and there's so many different ways to achieve what it is that you want to achieve. But again, I'd have to speak to, that specific thing, that specific item or purpose or business or your artwork and things like that. So I definitely, I was representing my former employer, an artist. A friend of his that is an artist, and
Awesome.
so, but I knew what he was trying to achieve with his art, and so when I knew what he was trying to achieve with his art, I was able to help him.
Awesome. That's great.
We
Uh,
did a documentary on him. Yeah.
awesome. Rizwan is saying, yes, bye. Please do question relevant to the topic because it's wasting our time. I would say
Mm.
no question is a dumb question, to be honest. As long as we are asking a question, that's good. So thank you so much for your comment.
Thank
And
you.
Noor is saying, thank you, bye. Niaz is replying back to Brother Rizwan. Think out of the box. Purposes are always beyond the boundaries. So be
Yes.
quite in suggesting an ethical suggestion. Unethical suggestion, don't find. Just get the point I'm asking. Chill boy. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's okay. It's okay. We are all grown ups. And thank you, Beth Kelly.
Yes.
And great man,
You do.
Ajasa. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, you do have to think
And
outside the box, and that is for sure.
absolutely.
You
That's
have
it,
to
man.
go, your imitation is your limitation. And so if you
Imitation is
limit,
limit. So don't, yeah, never do imitation. That's right. That
yeah,
limits you. Yeah.
you have to think outside the box. And I just really hope that,
That's a very good saying,
people,
Beth. I'm gonna post it on as my status that you said that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I hope
Imitation
that,
is your limitation.
yes,
Absolutely. I
imitation
like
is
it.
limitation.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So we are already 38 minutes into the show. So let's talk
Okay.
about the Pakistan initiative. Tell us about your story that you lived in Pakistan and you helped lots and lots of people. When was that, and when are you going back?
Well, actually, I haven't been yet to Pakistan.
Oh, you haven't been.
That's
Okay, I
Nope.
thought
I've
that
been
you
doing
were
nope,
there. Okay,
nope. I've
okay.
been doing all the work outside of Pakistan,
Hmm.
and yes, and wow, about over 4 or 5 years ago or so, someone reached out. They needed some help. They were actually in another country, so I was helping them return. They had some difficulties, and I was just coming out of Africa, and
Hmm.
3 years ago, a retired major in the army reached out to me, who is doing outreach and helping the young people and other fellow youth and different people there. And they had a consulting for SAP, but they wanted to reach out and do more in outreach, and they reached out to me. And so I began helping them. This is with educational and technology. And that's what we started with, and starting a technology and educational institute. And so down in Gwadar. And then what we've been focusing on since then is the water and food security. So
Hmm.
I have a whole program that I've been working on with that. It takes quite some time. We've been putting together a world summit that we want to take place in Pakistan,
Hmm.
to bring the world to Pakistan. And it's also to I have a system and that I've set up, a business that I've set up to help bring every stakeholder at every level together regarding food, water security, climate change, agriculture,
Wow.
but every area, including helping those that are less fortunate or live in poverty to be able to come out of poverty through the program.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yes.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you so much for shedding some light. Niaz is Niaz Nazir is saying imitation is limitation. Great, Beth. Thank you so much for liking that. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Um, so going back to our topic, and
Hmm.
this is our topic. Is there anything that you want to add to the topic, Beth,
Well,
that you wanted to talk
I
about
feel
and we
that,
didn't add it?
yeah. Well, I think that the race is not given to the swift nor the strong, but those that endure to the end. And
That's right.
yes, and that you have to remember the everything is a like a birthing process, and
Hmm.
so it does take time,
It takes time.
and
Yes.
it is, yes, but know that it also takes the mindset. Remember, your obstacles are opportunities, and you were born with a purpose, and you were
True.
born and victorious. And always remember, even on those rougher days, that your victory is your DNA. Always remember that your victory is your DNA.
Victory is in the DNA, exactly, because
Yes.
you're born with that thing. Yeah, your gene that was victorious over millions of others. So that's it.
Now you just have to walk it out. Hmm.
That's right. Yeah. Sadakat Mubin is our brand ambassador for this show, all the way from Islamabad, Pakistan, saying, "Hi, Beth. You're
Hi,
doing
salam
great. Thank you
alaikum.
so much.
Oh,
Thumbs up.
thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Hmm.
Appreciate it. Sadakat for hopping on the show.
Thank
And
you.
Niaz Nazir is saying thank you for responses and your time. Thanks, Miss Beth and Sarijas. Thank you so
Mm.
much. Thank you.
Oh,
Appreciate it.
thank you. I'm humbled and honored, and I know
Thank
that
you.
I was created to serve, so I thank you for that.
Thank
And
you. Wonderful show. Thank you so much, Sohail bhai.
thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And
Shukriya.
Rizwan Ashraf by saying, sorry, brother Niaz, I assume Beth Kelly is only motivational speaker, but just seen her profile that she is also a business consultant. Please accept my apology. See, Beth, this is a perfect example. All viewers, look at this. This is the adult behavior. This is the way to accept the mistake made. All right. So we all should be like Rizwan Ashraf, a brave person that coming out
Yes.
in public and saying that I made a mistake, I apologize, and that's it. So thank you so much,
Mhm.
Rizwan Ashraf, for doing that. You're a great man, and you will go far. And write
Yes,
it down.
Rizwan.
You
Yes.
will go far. Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
And
Yeah,
I'm truly humbled, Rizwan, and I want you to stay encouraged, um, because you can have a lot of motivational speakers too. But the thing is, we have to be able to learn how to motivate ourselves.
true, true.
You have to motivate yourself every single day. In
That's right.
fact, if I can say 5 seconds, I'll never forget this. Even Prime Minister Imran Khan, and I
Mm,
had heard him before Prime Minister, and he had spoke in Oxford University, and I saw this clip, and he was talking about, make sure you the days you don't want to get out of bed. There's all
absolutely,
these different things, we all go through them, and so,
absolutely,
but
we
you're
do.
going to be your greatest motivator. Begin
That's it.
to within yourself.
Within yourself, yes.
Yeah.
And see the great gesture. Niaz Nazir is saying back that brother is one, he's on the
Yes.
heart. Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes,
Thank
that's
you so
right.
much. And Shukriya Bhatt,
Oh, you're quite
Sohail
welcome.
Noor is saying, thank you so much. And Sohail is saying, wonderful show, bye. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And Niaz is laughing and saying, my brother, that's great, my dear. That's your greatness, Rizwan. Jazakallah, stay blessed. Thank
Yes.
you so much. See, this is
Yes.
so the story comes to a happy ending, which is really nice.
Well, it's all
Awesome.
beautiful, right? It's
It's all
all beautiful.
beautiful. It's all
It's a
beautiful.
beautiful
So
thing.
we are all
Hmm.
grown up. We are all mature. And the good thing I like is that, yes, we have to have the courage to accept if we make a mistake. We should be able to accept it. And if you make a mistake, the thing is, lots of people do this. And sometimes I
Hmm.
do that. I make a mistake in front of tons of other people. and then I go in isolation individually and I apologize. But that's not the apology that I should be doing. If
Right.
I do say something in public, I should apologize in
Inv-
public to the same.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
And
So
that's why I
that's
always
really
tell
great.
people, I tell people this thing too. I tell them we all have issues
Yes,
and we're all a work in progress, but we
we are
all
all
bring
working.
value to the table.
That's right.
Your value might be different than mine, but we all bring value. And then I
True.
always tell people, you don't need to throw me under the bus because I'll throw myself under the bus first. We have an
That's right.
expression in English, right?
That's right.
I always tell people, you don't
Exactly.
have to throw me under the bus. I'll throw myself under the
No,
bus and I'll come back
that's it.
around, like you said, and I'll, do my,
Exactly.
apologize publicly, like you said, publicly. We
Yeah,
have an expression in English, there's no shame in my game. There's just,
that's it.
you have to be transparent, and that's the way that you're going
Exactly.
to reach others too, by being transparent,
That's it.
being real,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
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 Thank you. So is saying, love you all, guys. Wonderful.
Oh,
Thank you so much
wonderful.
for your
Thank
love
you.
and
Thank you.
appreciate it. And
Mm-hmm.
Niaz Nazir is saying, Miss Beth is not only motivational, but she has really a conceptual strategy. But
Oh,
absolutely,
thank
absolutely,
you.
you're
I'm
right.
so
You're
humbled.
right.
I'm
Thank you
so
so much.
humbled. I'm so humbled.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And then Niaz is saying, social love to Sarijas for connecting people like Nokia. Nokia. What is Nokia? Who is
I
Nokia?
know.
I don't know. Nokia is gone. Nokia is no longer because of their strategies they had, and they didn't have the vision, and they're gone, and they're coming back. But again, they're not as good. Nokia ruled the world, actually, in terms of
Yes,
cellular
fill
technology.
the.
They ruled the world. But where are they today?
Mm,
So there,
yeah, that's
we should
right.
really ponder upon and find out why they're not there where they should have been. So Elnur is saying, fill the hearts with love. Hate won't get any
Yes.
place to say in. Absolutely,
Yes,
absolutely.
indeed, indeed. And love covers a multitude of sins. Love conquers all. Love, it pushes out any kind of darkness, and it's all about the love. Everything in life comes from love. So many people say, oh no, you need the trust. No, it all comes out of love. We were
That's it.
created in love. Everything on this planet was
We are
created in
result.
love.
We are result of love.
Everything
That's it.
comes from love. Yes, yes, it's all about the love. Yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
yeah, yeah. That's it. And Babar Ali is our friend from Patoki is saying Assalamu alaikum. Aap kaise hain?
Oh,
I'm
walaikum
good. Thank you so
salam.
much. Thank you. And Niaz
Tikom,
Nazir is saying
tikom.
Nokia connecting people.
I'm
Okay.
working on my Urdu, everybody. You can help me. I could really use a lot of help.
Absolutely, absolutely. Nokia
Yeah.
connecting people. Yes, thank you so much. Yes, it was their slogan. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. I remember now. I remember now the context. Thank you so much. Nokia slogan is
Mm.
connecting people, sir. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no. I now remember because I was a Nokia user for a long time, and but then I had to give up on the technology because it didn't really attract me. So, but yeah, now I connect the dots. Thank you so much for reminding me. Rizwan Ashraf is saying, no, sir, Nokia back to marketing. And yeah, yeah, it's back to the market, but they missed the boat. That's the thing. You look at their story, they missed the boat. Nokia had such a wonderful technology, such great operating system they had. Everything was so phenomenal. Their devices were great, but again, they did not follow the curve. They did not follow the trend, and then they are not there where they should have been or they could have been. So that's what I'm talking about. But thank you so much for
But
reminding me.
let me tell everybody in Pakistan that they are very innovative, so talented and gifted.
Yes,
And I'm telling you so much so that resilient, the hospitality, the love, and the kindness, and just awesome, awesome. And everything you need is there. It's within yourselves. I mean, it's just so great. The people are great. The country's great. And I feel like I've already been there. People always say, oh, I sound, they think that I've already been there. And but I consider it my home. And I'm not trying to be biased, but I do
No,
consider it
you,
my
you,
home.
you will get there. You will get there, Beth, and we all
Yeah,
pray for your earliest arrival in Pakistan. And
yeah,
definitely, I'm sure that the Pakistani people will benefit from your expertise that you have gathered together in 40 years of your experience, to be honest.
yeah.
And Sohail is saying same thing. Allama Iqbal
Mm-hmm.
said, strong faith, consistent action. Love is the conqueror of world. Yaqeen, muhkam,
Yes,
amal hum, mohabbat, fateh alam. Exactly, that's it. Yeah. Allama Iqbal,
yes,
that is he was a great poet of Pakistan, and he saw he
yes.
dreamed Pakistan, and then so it's great. Thank you so much for commenting, friends. It's time to wrap up, and I'll request Beth Kelly to ponder upon the final words and a final message about today's topic.
Well, I just want, first of all, I want to say thank you, Azam. Thank you so much. I'm so humbled and honored to serve and to be on this show and to have so many people that have called in and asked for questions. I'm truly humbled and honored. And in any other way that I can help you, I'm definitely here to help you. And just always remember that you're victorious is your DNA. And the race is not given to the quick, the swift, nor the strong, but to those that endure to the end. Just hold on and don't let go.
Victory is in your DNA. I'm writing it down.
Yeah.
That's it. I write it down 10 times a day, and that's it. It's going to come to me. It's already there. It's in my DNA.
Wonderful. Victory,
Thank you so
yeah,
much.
victory is
Thank
your
you.
DNA. Hmm.
That's it. That's it.
Oh,
Thank you
you're
so
quite
much, Beth.
welcome. Thank you. I'm humbled.
I
I'm
really
humbled.
appreciate it.
Shukriya,
Thank you so
shukriya. Thank
much.
you,
Thank
everybody.
you. Thank you so much for your time. And on behalf of Dreams Television, the Aijaz Qureshi Show, myself, my entire team who helps me to run this show, and all the viewers who have watched the show live and commented and asked you questions and things like that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. And on behalf of those people as well
Oh,
who
thank you.
will be watching it and recording according to their local time zones. And thank you so much. And yeah, as a saying, stay blessed, Beth. Thank you for your time.
Yes, you
Truly
too.
humbled and honored saying
Likewise,
thank
humbled.
you. Thanks. Thank you
Likewise.
so much. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right,
Thank you.
everyone. Thank you so
Shukriya,
much.
shukriya.
Thank you. Thank you, Beth. All
Thank you.
right. Take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
All right, friends. That was Beth Kelly, all the way from Portland. And she is a great person. You heard her. She's a motivational speaker and a great person. I really learned so many things, and I wrote them here, and I'm going to watch this show recording again one more time to really learn from this show. And two things that I learned immediately are imitation is limitation. So do not imitate others. You have to bring your own originality to be successful. So that's one thing I learned today. And victory is in your DNA. That's the thing that I will always remember from this show. But thank you so much for hopping on the show and commenting. And please do share these kind of shows. They definitely bring value to you and it can be value to others. Take care. Until next time, this is your host and host, Aijaz Qureshi, saying goodbye. Take care.